Universum po vjen me shumë programe. Universi mundësive.
Nuk ka zgjidhje nuk ka zgjidhje
Moza e media e këta kanë kanë bërë
Federaci, po 349.
Qeveria e Kosovës është dëshmuar e pavullnetshme dhe pa interes.
Përshëndetje të nderuar shikues, mirë se po takohem edhe këtë javë në emisioni Gratë N'Fokus. Kemi nderin që këtë javë kemi të ftuar një mysafire shumë speciale, një nga gratë më të rëndësishme të Parlamentit Evropian. Për këtë bëhet fjalë ndeshnisore në vazhdim dhe kthehemi për të ndjekur intervistën kryesore. Viola von Cramon është një nga gratë më të suksesshme në sferën ndërkombëtare, deputete në Parlamentin Evropian dhe raportuese për Kosovën në këtë parlament. Cramon është një politikane gjermane e cila është anëtare e Partisë së Gjelbër që nga viti 2001 e gjithashtu edhe anëtare e Parlamentit Evropian që nga viti 2019. Ajo asnjëherë nuk është ndalur dhe po vazhdon të ngritë zërin për Kosovën në politikën dhe diplomacinë evropiane dhe jo vetëm. Që kur u bë deputete e Parlamentit Evropian, ajo ka shërbyer në Komisionin për Punë të Jashtme. Në këtë cilësi, ajo është raportuese e Parlamentit për marrëdhëniet me Ballkanin Perëndimor. Eurodeputetja vazhdon të jetë një kraj djathtë i Kosovës në shumë çështje, duke përfshirë këtu edhe procesin e gjatë për liberalizimin e vizave për qytetarët kosovar. Gjithashtu, Cramon është një përkrahase mjaft e fuqishme për të gjitha gratë, e madje karriera e saj ka nisur që të kontribuojë në përmirësimin e jetës dhe fuqizimin e grave në politikë e në sfera të ndryshme. Viola, faleminderit shumë që pranove ftesën që jesh pjesë e emisionit Gratë N'Fokus.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Viola, çfarë mendoni për jetën e grave në Kosovë?
Well, I think in general, for example, the conference, Women and Peace and Security, was a very important first step towards more women empowering into politics. It has shown that your president, for example, is quite an authority. Many people, many female leaders from all over the world participated, attended this conference. That was really, really amazing. And I see that more and more people, more and more women get interested in politics. So we have 30%, almost 40% of women in the parliament. But that's not all. So we need to improve the life of women also on the local level. We need to make sure that women are really equal to men, that they have the same access to education, to health, to jobs, to financing, and so on. And this is up to us as politicians, but also as decision makers, to make sure that gender balance is high on the agenda everywhere, not just in Kosovo, but also in Kosovo.
Mirë, po çfarë mendoni se duhet bërë më shumë për gratë në Kosovë, duke përfshirë të gjitha sferat këto në politikë, arsim kudo qoftë?
Well, first of all, I think it is important that mothers and female leaders make sure that they treat their girls equally. I have 3 sons and 1 girl. I can only tell you I have never made any differences. So my boys, they are cooking, they are cleaning, they are doing the household, they are doing the laundry, they do everything. There's no difference between the girl and the boys. And I wish also mothers here in Kosovo would do the same. on the political level, on the decision-making level, you have to make sure that girls get the same education, get the same opportunities, are empowered to become engineers, empowered to learn languages, empowered to have the opportunities to travel and things like that. So this is up to the decision makers to make sure that the political framework is in place, that women can use the opportunities in the same way as men can.
Mirë, po sa ka qenë e vështirë për ju si grua të arrini këtu ku jeni sot? Meqense në Evropë nuk është e vështirë të qenit grua sot, por jeni ndjerë ndonjëherë diskriminuar?
No, not at all. We are very lucky in the Green Party. We have a very clear agenda. Our party was based and was founded on the principle that it is always at minimum 50% of seats, 50% of the position go to a woman. So first seat on the list is always a female candidate. In that respective, I would say we are really a role model for that. We really make sure that women are supported in their career. And so I never felt discriminated. I never had any, let's say, classical female disadvantages. But as I said before, I made sure that my husband does the same things as I do. So we are really sharing the duties in the household. And I wish that other women would also ask their partners, ask their husbands, ask their friends to take half of the obligations of the duties in households and other things. But as a woman, you have to fight for this. If you do not have people, if you do not have partners who are voluntarily do this, you have to request that. And I wish that more women would do this. Instead of complaining, fight for it.
Mirë, po cili ka qenë motivi juaj kryesor për të arritur këtu ku jeni sot?
Well, I would say my motivation was to improve the life of women in the rural areas. I don't live in a big city. I live in a small community. We had very limited caretaking times for kids in kindergarten. It was only from 8 to 12. Actually, you could not really work under this condition. So I made sure, as a member of the local council, we increased that time from 7 to 4 in the afternoon. We made sure that we have caretakers for each and every woman who would like to work in the afternoon. We made sure that there's sports for women, not just in the cities, but also in the rural areas, and many other things which are important for women to live on the same level as men. That was my motivation when I started to become a politician, a councillor in our local community in Germany.
Mirë, Viola, një pyetje tjetër tek e cila kisha dashur më ndal është dialogu Kosovë-Serbi. Mendon se duhet përfshirë më shumë gra në negociata?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think this is crucial. This is one of the preconditions, at least I, as a politician from the European Parliament, as a standing rapporteur from the European Parliament, would ask. We have asked many times our chief negotiator, our facilitator, to include women actively, not just as consultants, but actively on both sides, Kosovo side, but also on the Serbian side, on the European side. So far, the three people mainly dealing with the dialogue are all men. I think this is not enough. So we need to show also female faces in the dialogue as one of the integral part of the dialogue.
Mirë, Viola, çfarë mendoni ju për asociacionin në komunave serbe? A është vërtet I nevojshëm një marrëveshje e tillë?
I think you have to look at the final package, at the final offer, see what is in there. But for me, more important is that we consider that we give the non-majorities, especially the Serbian women, the same opportunities. So I think we need to reach out. We need to have a proper dialogue with the Serbian communities in Kosovo. They need to be seen as equal citizens. And I see there is quite a backsliding in that. There is quite a difficult situation for some of the communities. They are not too happy with the situation as it is right now. I would not so much focus on any new institution. I would rather see do what you can to really integrate the Serbian citizens, including the women, more actively in the society, instead of polarizing, instead of gapping the situation. This would be my humble recommendation.
Viola, një çështje tjetër është ideja franko-gjermane për të arritur një marrëveshje dhe ju thas se shtetet si Kosova dhe Serbia duhet të kenë parasysh një marrëveshje të tillë. Për çfarë arsye?
Well, because this is a great opportunity for, I would say, a very progressive agreement. I would see this as a great opportunity, especially for Kosovo, moving forward in this European integration path. I see that there's a lot of content, there's a lot of details, there's a lot of what Kosovo would need to be recognized as a full member in the different institutions, and this agreement could really serve for Kosovo's citizens as a big step forward.
Mirë, po është ky verzioni më i miri, një marrëveshje përfundimtare dhe sipas qofsh pse Kosova dhe Serbia po hezitojnë këtë verzion të ri franko-gjerman.
Well, you have to ask the respective governments. I can't speak for them. But I would see, because there was a lack of interest in the dialogue on both sides for quite some time, and also from the Brussels side, now we have a new, let's say, spirit. The spirit is being taken up also by this French-German, let's say, proposal. I think this is important that because we have only a very small window of opportunity, for now we have a constructive government in Washington. We have the UK on board, but we have more and more governments in the European Union becoming, let's say, more radical. So with Italy having a fascist government, we have right wings in Sweden, we have more and more difficult players in the European Union. And the window of opportunity is closing. So we need to make sure that government acts now and do not wait until Spain takes over, for example, in the EU, the presidency, which will take place in the second half of 2023. So in the interest of the citizens of Kosovo, it would be to move forward. You never will you never will have 100%. But what I understand and what I've seen and what I've heard is this proposal is much better than anything we had so far on the table.
Mirë, Viola, atëra mendon se konflikti mes Kosovës dhe Serbisë do të përfundojë me një marrëveshje përfundimtare apo mendon se këto dy shtete do të vazhdojnë edhe njohjen mes tyre?
Well, I can't comment on this. I really hope that we would see this recognition, the full recognition soon. But as I said before, the proposal is, I would say, a good or paved ground for a de facto recognition. And if you ask me, if I'm a decision maker here in this country, I would say this is the best we have had before so far.
Mirë, atëherë Viola, dal nga dal po i afrohem edhe fundit të kësaj interviste, por cili është mesazhi i Violës për gjitha gratë shqiptare?
Well, I wouldn't consider Albanian women are different, so I would call all the women which live here, so Bosnia, Albanian, Serbian, Ashkali, everyone. I would say empower yourself, make sure your voices are being heard, go to elections, apply your candidacy, try to make sure you are visible on the local level, make sure you do not leave politics just to men, and try to help us all to improve our social economic situation. I mean, this is true for everyone, not just for Albanians or Germans or whatsoever. This is true for everyone.
Viola, ishte nderë dhe kënaqësi të kemi pjesë të emisionit Gratë N'Fokus.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Atëherë të nderuar shikues, kjo ishte intervista e kësaj jave dhe shpresoj që t'ju ketë pëlqyer e deri në javën e ardhshme mirëmbëjtje.
Universum po vjen me shumë programe të reja. Infermieri, fizioterapi, estetik dhe higien dentare, dizajn grafik, dizajn mode, gazetari digitale, siguri kibernetike, shkenca kompjuterike, biznes dhe menaxhment, juridik, shkenca politike, gjuhë angleze, gjuhë gjermane. Apliko online për studime. Universum, universi mundësive.
Nuk ka qytetë, nuk ka zgjidhje.
Moza e media e këta skan kanë bërë të vërtetë.
Federaci, po 3 ore 49.
Qeveria e Kosovës është dëshmuar e pavullnetshme dhe pa